good, y'all? It's your boy FrankTheTankFitness, and I'm back at y'all with another YouTube video. Man, listen. I know y'all ain't heard my voice in a minute, man. I just been busy with a lot of stuff going on, as far as work, school, and life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm coming back at y'all with Walmart Chronicles Part 2. What you want to do? You feel me? Hey, before I get to this video, I want you guys to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. I noticed that y'all watch a lot of my videos, but y'all not subscribed. What's up with that, man? Come on, bro. This helps me put up more content for y'all, man, and you know, we get this thing rolling, yo. So let's get this Walmart thing going. All right, you know, this part 2. Let's get it, man. So now we in the store and we at produce. Yes, sir. So John, the manager John, came up to me and you know, he was like, "You ready to start produce?" I'm like, "Yeah." So he told me to go find a manager, department manager named John. So I goes to look for John and I couldn't find John. So I ended up meeting an elderly woman. Her name was Cynthia, aka Cece. Rest in peace, Cece. She was the first person I met outside of Caleb, and she was like, "So you're the new guy?" And I was like, "Yes, ma'am." And she, you know, introduced herself, and you know, she said that she was gonna show me how like produce work on the outsides and like, you know, how stuff works. So she was showing me like what's good, what's bad, you know, what to look out for. But if you need it, she's like, if you need anything, just let me know. Let John know, you know, and everything. So after, you know, she gave me the spiel, then she started, you know, we got to know each other more a little bit. And then she started talking to me about, you know, other people like Caleb, because I told her I knew Caleb, Zach, shout out to Zico, he's my guy to this day, Ahmad, Arf. Well, Arf didn't come. Arf came after I started getting comfortable in produce. So I'm just gonna give y'all a description of like who these people were. So I'm gonna start off with Cece. Cece was the, you know, she was the OG in produce. You know, if you weren't doing your job, she'll pull you over the side. She'll give you that one-on-one talk. She, you know, she was very cool. Like, she was very talkative. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, she was always, you know, she always gave you that energy. Like, it was times where, you know, when you didn't feel like coming into work today, it's like, man, I gotta see Cece, man. It was times like I came in and I seen her, and she was like, "What you smiling about?" You know, and I always, you know, I was just like, man, I'm just happy to see you. Like, I had that relationship with Cece, you know, and then we got John. He was the department manager. You know, he would, you know, he always would, you know, tell Cece to, you know, cause like we was the kids. Like I was like her kid. So she was me, Zico, Caleb, and we was all her kids. So, you know, John would tell Cece, you know, and then Cece would tell us, you know, what to do. It was kind of like the chain of command. And then we had Ahmad. Ahmad was the guy. He was from Iraq. When I first started working with Ahmad,
man, I don't understand a word that you been saying.
It was to a point where I had to ask Cece, like, what did he say? And Ahmad be like, stop, no, stop. Why? What you do? What you do? And I'd be like, bro, I don't know what you talking about, bro. Help me. Help me, please. Well, like months go by, you know, I started, you know, getting to work with Ahmad a bit more. You know, I started understanding them. Then we got Caleb. I mean, everybody know. I mean, Caleb is, you know, he's the golden child. You know, he gets all the girls. You know, he was the muscle man. You know, Caleb was just the golden child. He was like everybody's person, everybody's favorite person to like. So Arf, like I said, Arf came after I started getting my feet wet. He was from Pakistan. He was a short guy. He worked for the government, but he was always real. Like, I like Arf. He was cool. You know, even had to get the little step stoolie for him to, you know, to get the products and all that type of stuff. But other than that, Arf was my guy. And then Joe. Joe was also in our and also in produce. Surround Sound Freak 13, I think that's the YouTube channel. Hey, subscribe to his channel. Joe he worked like in the mornings, and he always left at like 12. But every time when Joe would leave, I would come into work. So he really had that communication and talk. And so, you know, it was very quick, you know, because, you know, Joe was always on the go. But that's the characters in produce. Oh, and Ramona too. I don't think CC wasn't a fan of her. I don't think anybody was a fan of her. But she, you know, I didn't exist to her. So every time I would ask her something, she'd be like, I don't know. You know, and I just walk in and she just not recognize me. But I'm like, so with that, I'm like, man, I ain't, you know, but yo, that was the characters in our department. You know, over time, like I got, you know, I was getting trained. You know, we built a bond. It was me, Zach, Caleb, because we all worked during like the second shift. And it was like CC would invite me over to her house, and I got to know Caleb, Zico, her, John, and you know, I got to know them a lot more. Vaughn too. I think Vaughn was there before I started. He got fired, and I, you know, fired and all that kind of stuff before I got there. So we had some fun times over there. So I'm going to like fast forward to like the holidays, like Thanksgiving. Like Thanksgiving was like the best time, like, you know, when everybody started working, and because I really wanted to take Thanksgiving off, but I didn't get it. Zico ended up getting the Thanksgiving off, and it was, you know, it was fun. We had a good time. It was great vibes. You know, me and Caleb, you know, we was, you know, running, you know, doing our thing. You know, Caleb was all trying to talk to the girls and whatnot. You know, it was, you know, everybody was just on their own, doing their own thing. And then, you know, as soon as we get there, we get to Christmas time. So, you know, Christmas time, you know, I didn't even want to work that either. But it was like the day before Christmas. I try to get that off, but, you know, Walmart, they don't be trying to let people get days off. Like, I don't understand that. But I ended up working. But this time Zico was working with me. So I think Caleb was working too, but I think he left early. But it was me and Zico. And like as soon as it was like time to go, the managers was like, well, y'all gotta stay out here and push all these carts and all this type of stuff. Now, here's the thing. There's this big dude named Greg. He's like a 400 pound paint protector. He always had an attitude, you know. He was like always mad at everybody, and I think he dated Ramona too. But I remember he was over at CC's too, and it was over there with his uncle. And the uncle would always fall asleep, and Greg would fall right asleep with him. Greg would be like, I remember he was like right next to me, and I'm like, is this nigga sleeping? Like, what the, you know? And I'm like, man, I guess that's just, you know, this is how people, you know, I don't know, you know, this is like I said, that was like my first time over at CC's during that time. So, anyways, back to the story. So, Greg had the Santa Claus hat on, and I remember when the manager Audrey told us like nobody's leaving until all these carts are pushed into the store or wherever they destination they need to be. Greg had the Santa Claus hat, bro, and I swear Greg threw the hat. He was like, man, I ain't pushing these carts, man. It's some bullshit, man. And I started cracking up. And the thing about it, check this out. He threw the hat, right? He tried to pick the hat up, but his stomach was holding him from keeping picking up the hat. So he was like, man, Caleb, man, help me pick this hat up, man. And Caleb was like, I got you, man. And so Caleb picked it up, gave it to him, but Greg was mad. I ended up dipping after that, because I wasn't pushing no carts. Like, you know, sorry, can't do that. I can't go for that, no. Now, so I guess they switched out the managers. And if y'all didn't watch the Walmart Chronicles Part 1, y'all should be ashamed of yourself, because the manager that I was complaining about ended up becoming a manager in our area.
What kind of shit is that?
And I was highly upset about that, bro. Like, I was mad. I'm like, why the hell did this come back to where I moved away from her. I went to the different position to move away from her. And now she in my area. So, and I can just remember she just came in, changing all this type of stuff. And she's like, well, we're gonna have to change all this type of stuff because we're not gonna be tolerating all this. We're gonna make this area clean. We're gonna make it clean. So, you know, I come in and I'll come into work, and the first thing that comes out of her mouth, she don't even say hi. She don't even, you know, she don't say how you doing, how's your day. And the manager I'm talking about, Sierra, you know, that was the lady, you know, that had the Michelle A voice.
Where's my stuff gonna be out?
So she comes in, she's like, can you please clean this area up? It's dirty. You see all this mess here and all that? It's dirty. We need to keep our area clean.
Shut the fuck up!
I just got in. Why are you messing with me like that, man? Like, what you got going on? So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna clean it up. But at this time, I was mad. I was also mad. I was mad. I remember Cece. I was like mimicking. I was like, and Cece heard me. So Cece started laughing. She was just laughing. And I was just like, man, she getting on my nerves, and because everybody had a person that was on somebody's radar. Like Danny, Cece was on Danny's radar, Zico was on Joel's radar, Kayla was on Joel's radar, Ahmad was on, I don't even know whose radar Ahmad was on, Ramona was on Sierra radar, Joe wasn't nobody. I think Joe was more the golden child, because Joe never got in trouble for nothing. I know I wasn't on nobody's radar until Sierra showed up. And then on top of that, she hired somebody else. His name was Hassan. And let me tell you something about this dude named Hassan, bro. I think Hassan was from like Kenya or something. Like, he was part of the African tribe. No offense to my African people. I love my African people. He was just the type of dude. Let's just say, like, I got 7 kids, and then I just make babies. That's all I do. I make babies. And me and Zach just looked at him like, you know, I know he rubbed me and Zach the wrong way, you know. And then it got to a point where he started saying some stuff to Cece. And then, you know, he just, you know, could stop, talk. So Cece gave him a nickname called Cattleberry. And I'm like, where'd you get that name from? Cattleberry. I wish I could ask Cece. I'm like, I don't even know where she got the name from. But she was just like, he just won't shut up. He does talk. And I'm like, man, like, see, I don't know who she be hiring this dumb people out. You know, and then on top of that, you know, she just constantly just picking on me all the time, bro. I told Cece, I was like, Cece, I moved over here to get away from her. Why is she over here? And Cece was like, well, man, that's your girlfriend. Yes, I'm like, that ain't my girlfriend. And then Mario be like, hey, Frank, there you go. You got your girl. There you go. And I'm like, man, oh my God. So everybody was just, you know, everybody was just on my head about her, man. Because everybody knew I couldn't stand her. And I could just remember, bro, it just got to a point, I'm like, I can't do it no more. At the time I was working at the Y, I started working there around like 6 to 9. And what they was looking to do is they was trying to get me to be part-time plus. They're trying to give me more hours, so that way I ain't got to deal with Walmart, I ain't got to, you know, put up with their BS. So they gave me the YMCA gave me the hours that I wanted to do, and I actually wanted to do it. So I was like, okay, I'll take these hours. But it also conflicted with Walmart. So when I tried to do it the first time, I asked her, I went into like, I asked one of the people, like, how do you know, put a change in your schedule request? And they were like, you have to fill out a paper. So I was like, okay, what's the paper? So I filled out the paper, and I said I want, you know, to come in early in the morning, so that way I ain't gotta, you know, deal with the BS. I don't, you know, I was just trying to, you know, see if I can get more work at the Y during the evenings. But when I sent it to Sierra, I got the call. Well, attention Walmart associates. Can Frank from Produce come to the office? Frank from Produce, come to the office. So I goes to the office, right? She gave me the paper and she looked at this and she was like, we're gonna have to deny it.
You serious?
And I said, why? Because we're short staffed and we need people. We need you in the afternoons, evenings.
Stop the cap.
You're right, whatever. All right, cool. Since she didn't want to work with my schedule, I was like, all right, I'm just gonna let it go. So what really pushed me to my boiling point was when we had inventory. And if people who don't know what inventory is basically you have all the stuff that's in the store, and you have to count all the items that you have in the store, and you have to write it in so that the store owners can see what they can work with. I probably didn't explain that pretty well, but who cares? But anyways, basically I went to I had to go to lunch because normally when I'm there, I take my lunch like an hour before I leave. So if I work from 12 to 7, I will take my lunch at 5. I'm sorry, yeah, I'll take my lunch at 5. And then I'll come back at 6. So that gives me an hour to work. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gotta think about it. So I ended up, trying to do that. But I remember I had a conversation with one of the managers. His name was Robert. He was like a 500 pound plate cleaner. And I remember I remember Zach telling me where's Frank at? And Zach was like, he went to lunch. There's no justifiable reason for him to take his lunch so late.
Who the fuck you think you talking to?
Who the you think you talking to talking about ain't no justifiable reason for me to take my lunch so late? Who is this dude? Like, why are you in my area, bro? Why, like, man, when Zach told me that, man, I was like, are you serious? Like, I can take my lunch whenever I want to take my lunch, sir.
The fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking about?
I try to do that with Sierra because I did it all the time. I don't see what the issue was. Maybe because of inventory, I don't know. So Sierra goes, Frank, you have to count the stuff that's in the freezer. And I'm like, Sierra, it's time for me to go to lunch. Well, you have to do it before you go to lunch. And I'm like, I have to go to lunch. Like, literally, it's time for me to go to lunch. So as soon as I get ready to clock out, she goes, if you clock out, I'm going to have to write you up. And I'm like, bro, I was getting ready to clock out. And I'm like, man, I'm done, bro. It made me mad. So Cece was like, well, I got it. I got it. So yeah, that was one of my other boiling points. So I was mad about that. I was like, man, she out here trying to write me up for no reason. But like, she just had it out for me, dude. Like, how come she don't never had it out for people like Ahmad or Caleb or Joe? Like, why she always had it out for me? And I don't know. Maybe it was something about her I didn't know about. But I'm gonna tell you a quick funny story about Ahmad. So I remember I was always the person that was always laughing at people. Like, I remember like Zach and Caleb used to get into it all the time. I'll just be laughing at them. I'll be laughing. So Ahmad goes into lunch. He comes back from lunch or whatever. He gets ready to leave. I guess he was supposed to leave. He didn't know, and the time was like he normally leave at 1, so the time was like 12 o'clock. Ahmad clocks out an hour early. When he did it, he didn't realize that he did it. So he went back, and he like, what they do? 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 And I'm just sitting here laughing. I'm laughing at him. I'm laughing at Ahmad. And then Zach comes in like, what's going on? You did this. You did this. Like, Zach was like, what did I do? I had nothing to do with you. And he was like, I clocked up an hour early. And Zach was like, I didn't have nothing to do with you clocking out an hour early. Don't put that on me. I was so mad. He was sitting there mad. He was like, I said, Ahmad, just go to a manager, bro. You doing all this pitting and powdering for nothing, man. Just go to a manager, bro. They'll help you out. And then he went to a manager. He got it situated. Wrestling me over gum. What? Listen, bro. Because when you go to the store, it's always like we have free gum. So I went to go get some gum, right? And I put the gum in my pocket. So as soon as I pulled the gum out, Ahmad's like, give me gum. Give me gum. I'm like, bro, what? no, bro, I'm not giving you no gum. It's gum over there. No, I want your gum. Your gum. I'm like, bro, you better leave me alone. I'm not giving you no gum. So as soon as I started putting the gum out, he grabs my wrist, trying to get the gum out of my pocket. I'm like, bro, what are you doing? So we're basically tussling over the ground over some damn gum, bro. So, yeah, at this point, you know, I started getting more hours. More hours. I was starting to get more hours. Like, you know, they're talking to me about getting more hours at the Y. But it was something that that but really like intrigued my mind. Gloria had talked to me about, you know, trying to get more hours at the Y. You know, you do this, you get a degree, you get more money. So I'm like, oh, word? Okay. So you know what? I'm about to put this 2-week notice in. So the manager from the Y called me and he was like, hey, we got the hours you looking for. All you gotta do is accept it. Now at first I was hesitant to do it because of Walmart. You know, I didn't know what Sierra was gonna deny it or whatever because she already did it the first time. So I was like, okay. So I talked to my mom and my mom was like, if this is what you want to do it. And then put your 2-week notice in. If she's not going to accept it, then just leave. So I was like, okay, cool. So I ended up putting the 2-week notice. I wrote the 2-week notice, and I showed up to work, but she wasn't there for me to give her the notice. And she was like, well, she doesn't come back in till Sunday. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll be here Sunday. So I was working at the Y, and I got heard more stuff about the Y. So I'm like, okay, now I'm all in. Now I'm tapped in. I'll start Monday. So I go after the YMCA after I leave the YMCA because it closed at 6. I went straight to Walmart, and I was asked for Sierra. I was like, where's Sierra at? And it was like, she in the office. I said, okay, cool. So I gave Sierra the paper, right? I gave her a 2-week notice. Sierra was like, this is from yesterday. I said, well, first off, you wasn't here yesterday, and I wasn't about to write another 2-week notice, so you either take it or leave it. So she ended up looking at the notice because I had wrote, I would like to work earlier in the morning, so that way I can work another job that starts 4 to 8. You know what she does again? She denies it again. And the reason for her denying is, well, we can't really do that because we're short-staffed.
Ain't my problem.
It ain't got nothing to do with me. Either you gon', I can just, you know what? There's your 2-week notice. Oh, it's nothing but the success for you. I'm out. We're done. And until then, you know, I didn't talk to nobody because I tried to find Zach, but Zach, I couldn't find him. The next day, I get a phone call. I get a text message from Cece, and Cece says, "So you quit?" I'm like, "Yeah, like I had to. I mean, I had to because Sierra didn't want to work with my schedule. Like I was getting more hours at the other job, and she didn't want to work with my schedule, so therefore I quit. Like it was nothing that I could do. And the way that she found out was from John, because John was like, one of your guys quit, and they must have thought Caleb quit because Caleb was a school teacher. Caleb was a school teacher, and most people, when you a school teacher, you Walmart is beneath you. So they must have thought he quit. They was like, no, he didn't quit. It was Frank that quit. And see, everybody was shocked. And I was like, well, she didn't want to work with my schedule. So, I mean, her loss, and then, I said, it was, I had to do what I had to do. It was a better opportunity for me to work somewhere that'll give me more of an opportunity. But, I'm actually going to hold off on this story for One More Chronicles Part 3 because, I'm going to get into YMCA Chronicles. That's going to be also on the rise. So, be sure to tap into that. I want you guys to like, comment, subscribe if you're new. This is Frank the Tank Fitness. And I'm out, man. Peace.